I've always believed that betrayal is like an iceberg. The part you see, the lie, the act, the hurtful word, is only the tip. Beneath it lies a monstrous, unseen mass of intent, manipulation, and quiet cruelty that has been growing in the shadows long before you ever knew it existed. And I was about to find out just how big that iceberg could be. Chapter 1. The Perfect Life, or so I thought. 2 years ago, if you had asked me to rate my life, I'd have said it was a solid 9 out of 10. I had a steady career as a marine biologist, working on projects I loved. I lived in a cozy coastal house with a view of the sea, and I had Mark, my fiancé. He was charming, funny, the kind of man who'd made strangers feel like they'd known him for years. Our social circle revolved around my best friend, Leela, who had been in my life since we were 14. She'd been my maid of honor in the making, the keeper of my secrets, my other half in almost everything. If you told me back then that those two people would soon rip my world apart, I would have laughed. Chapter 2. The First Crack. It started subtly. Mark began working late, a lot. Leela started dropping by our house when I wasn't home. She'd leave little notes on the fridge. Borrowed some wine, love you. Or, Mark said I could use your printer. I didn't think much of it. They were friends too. Then, one night I got home early. Mark's car was in the driveway, but all the lights in the house were off, except one, the lamp in our bedroom. I climbed the stairs quietly, feeling this strange tightness in my chest. When I opened the door, Mark was alone, sitting on the bed, his phone face down beside him. His hair was messy, and he looked startled. "Babe, you're home early," he said with a forced smile. There was nothing incriminating in sight, but I noticed the faint scent of Leela's perfume. It was distinctive, expensive, floral with a sharp citrus note. I told myself I was imagining things. Chapter 3. Proof. The truth came 2 weeks later, courtesy of a mistake. Mark left his phone on the kitchen counter while he showered. Normally, I respected his privacy, but something, maybe instinct, maybe that iceberg under the surface, made me pick it up. The first message I saw read, "Last night was amazing. Same time tomorrow?" I scrolled. There were weeks of messages. Late-night meetups when I was out of town for work, complaints about me, jokes at my expense, and even photos. Intimate ones that made my hands shake. I didn't cry, not yet. I put the phone down exactly as I found it. Chapter 4. The Plan. Some people confront cheaters immediately. Not me. I wanted them to feel what I felt. To lose not just a relationship, but their comfort, their security, their reputations. Step 1. Information. I started tracking everything. Screenshots of text, timestamps of when Mark and Leela met, even receipts from restaurants and hotels. Step 2. Weaknesses. Mark's career depended on a clean image. He was in the middle of negotiating a major business deal that could make or break him. Leela, meanwhile, had a habit of overspending and was deep in debt, something she hid from everyone. Step 3. Timing. Their downfall had to be public, irreversible, and preferably connected so that they turn on each other. Chapter 5. Setting the Trap. I became the perfect fiancé again, smiling, affectionate, planning our wedding as though nothing was wrong. I also played the loyal best friend to Leela, listening to her dating woes while she pretended to be single. One night over wine, she drunkenly told me about a mystery man she was so in love with but couldn't be with publicly yet. I nodded, hiding my disgust. Meanwhile, I quietly contacted the company Mark was negotiating with. I posed as a concerned party and sent them anonymous evidence that Mark was engaged in behavior that could tarnish their image. I didn't send anything outright illegal, just enough to plant doubt. Chapter 6. The Reveal. On the night everything came crashing down, I invited Mark and Leela to what I called a pre-wedding dinner. I rented out a small private dining room, set the table with candles and champagne. When they arrived, I handed each of them a beautifully wrapped box. Mark opened his to find printed screenshots of his texts with Leela. Leela opened hers to find copies of hotel receipts, timestamps, and photos I'd taken of them together, thanks to a private investigator. The color drained from both of their faces. "Oh, there's more," I said cheerfully. I pulled out my phone and played a short audio clip, one of their more explicit conversations, recorded from a bug I'd planted in my car after lending it to Leela. They both started talking at once, stammering excuses. I stood up. "This is the last time I'll see either of you. By the way, Mark, your business deal? Yeah, that's gone. Leela, your landlord's getting those debt statements tomorrow. Enjoy." Chapter 7. Aftermath. Within a week, Mark's deal fell through. The company issued a public statement distancing themselves from him. Leela was evicted when her financial mess went public. The small-town gossip mill went into overdrive, and neither of them could show their faces without whispers following them. I moved to a new city, started over, and poured myself into my career. Did I feel guilty? No. They had been chipping away at my life for months, maybe years. All I did was make sure the iceberg they had built finally came crashing down.